Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is New Comic Book Day Wednesday, October 16th. I'm going to be reviewing the books that are coming out next Wednesday, the 23rd. So this will give you a little preview of kind of what I'm taking a look at, picking up. I usually use Midtown to do that. Kind of a light week next week, so not too much, which is good. I like to lighten up on the pocketbook a little bit. I do have a few books I'm going to highlight here that I just got in the mail this week. Sort of a couple old ones. Well, this one in particular is an old one on the screen right now, and I'll go over maybe why it's significant. So this is first off, this is Supernatural Thrillers number 3, The Valley of the Worm. So this is an old serpent storyline that basically I don't know if this, I would assume that it probably inspired some of the storylines that are in Conan. So this is another barbarian. James Allison is his name, and apparently every time he dies, he gets reincarnated into a different life. So the beginning of the book shows him in the hospital. It's sort of the modern era, and he's thinking back on his previous life as Niord, or is it Niord? Niord? Niord, the barbarian. So it's kind of an early iteration of, I would imagine this character inspired He-Man, Masters of the Universe, right? Conan, obviously, I think Conan came out before this, so I'm not going to say that this inspired Conan. I think it's the other way around. But definitely He-Man was probably a little bit based off this character. That's what it looks like anyways. I mean, he totally looks like He-Man inside the comic book. So this is an old book, came out the year I was born, 1972, so it's as old as I am, and this one's in a lot better shape than I am, by the way. I got this off eBay. I got a really good price on this, and the corners are sharp. I mean, there's just a couple tiny little spine ticks that break color on this side, so it's not a 9.6 or probably not even a 9.4. I would say it's a 9.0 to a 9.2. Really nice grade, though. Presents super well. Colors are awesome. The pages are pretty nice and white, so and it's really in fantastic shape for how old the book is. 46 years old. I mean, it's going on 47 this year, right? So it's a nice book. So I wanted to highlight that one. By the way, Key Collector Comics. One of the reasons I bought this, I'm going to kind of plug his app there. Key Collector Comics, which I do reference and look at quite often. Nick from Key Collector had mentioned this on the live podcast, or the live stream rather, with Jim's Comics. And in the middle, I had a few drinks in me. So I basically bought this near the end of the live stream, and I pretty much didn't recall doing it. Luckily, I picked a nice one that was in good condition, but I'm not going to say this was a drunk buy, but it was maybe a slightly inebriated purchase. So I have Nick from Key Collector Comics to thank for that. So awesome book. I'm glad I have it. Another one I got in the mail here is Joker Year of the Villain. This is the Ryan Brown cover. I saw this advertised. I can't remember if it was Unknown Comics. One of those stores was selling it. There isn't a version of it. It's just called a minimal trade dress. So it's got a trade dress at the bottom. So it's basically like a Virgin. The image takes up the entire cover, and I just think it's a crazy looking piece of art by Ryan Brown. He's a really good artist. By the way, I have his drawing of a zombie on my. If you look at my YouTube channel, that's his drawing actually. So I think highly of his artwork. I like his artwork. I think this is one of the best Joker covers, if not the best. I think the Delato cover, which I'm going to show next, is my favorite, but this is a really, really close second. So really love that cover by Ryan Brown. And by the way, I read this story. It was very, very good. My take on it is he's basically kind of parodying Batman and Robin, and takes this young kid who's obviously crazy, and at the end of the story, Little spoiler here. The guy's crazy, but he says, "You're not crazy. You're just vile. You're just a villain and evil." So it kind of portrays the Joker as that he's not just a crazy mental patient, which I think he is, but more of he intends to do evil and create chaos, and he's doing it intentionally. So it was a good story. I enjoyed it. It's a good read. It's a good take on the Joker. Kind of not the same old thing. Also, that same storyline, I got a couple of these in the mail. This is the Delato cover of Joker Year of the Villain, #1. Just a really cool image. I love the coloring, the artwork detail on the Joker. One of the best images of the Joker I've seen. So I got a couple of those. And it's definitely gone up in price. I think I paid $40 or $45 for this, and I think it sells consistently above $75, $80 now on eBay. So I think this was one of the better covers that came out, in my opinion, was the Delato. So love that cover. I also got this in the mail. This is the New York Comic Con Spider-Man #1, that new series with J.J. Abrams and his son doing the writing on it. Nice Shannon Mayer cover. I like it because it's got the black and white image. It's a virgin cover, and you've got the color on the mask. I didn't get the original of this. There was a full color and then a trade dress color, which was nice as well. But I think this is just better, and it's limited to only 1,000. There's only 1,000 of these out there, so I don't expect it to go up in value much. I think I paid $30 for this. It's probably going to be $25 to $30 for a long time. I don't know. Shannon Mayer is a great artist. Maybe eventually his stuff will, maybe 5-10 years from now, it's hard to say exactly what will happen to a lot of these early issues of these great artists, but it definitely could do well long term. But short term, I don't expect it to do much. So that's kind of the books that I wanted to highlight from my recent haul there. Let's jump into the books coming out next Wednesday, the 23rd. First from Dark Horse. Not picking anything up from Dark Horse, but man, I do love that Aliens cover. Aliens Rescue #4. Man, that is a nice, beautiful cover. Roberto Della Torre did the cover on that. He did a nice job on that. It's just dark, and man, it's a good image. Like that cover. Dark Horse, I think that was it for Dark Horse. I believe I pre-ordered this. I don't know if I'm going to go beyond the 3rd issue. It's definitely on my stack of books to read. I haven't read it yet, the first couple issues, but I believe I pre-ordered this. Tommy Gun Wizards #3. Christian Ward's doing the writing and the artwork. Obviously, I love his artwork. I think he's a talented artist. I'm not too sure about his writing, so I haven't read it yet, so I may comment and do a review of that. I need to start doing some comic book reviews. That might be one of the reviews that I do going forward. So that's it for Dark Horse. DC, not a lot from DC that I was really interested in. I pre-ordered the Batman Curse of the White Knight. There's the A cover, which is kind of cool. Sean Gordon Murphy, or he's just Sean Murphy now, I guess. There's the B cover, which is cool. Been a great series. I think he's one of the better art writer and artist out there, and DC has done a good job securing him for that title. So it seems to sell well. First 3 issues did pretty well. Batman Superman #3. I think this is worth picking up. I don't know if there's going to be another first appearance in here. I know #2 had the first appearance of the Superman Who Laughs, I guess. #1 had the first appearance of the Shazam Who Laughs. So it's been pretty good so far. I like the writing of Joshua Williamson. I think it's pretty good. The artwork of Marquez is really good. You got 2 covers. I like the A cover better. That's a pretty cool image of Superman. So moving on through DC, Detective Comics 1014. I think this is the continuation of the storyline of Mr. Freeze and his wife. His wife is sort of controlling things. I've heard it's pretty good. There's 2 covers here. I like the B cover a little bit better. I do like Paul Pope. I think he's a good artist. He creates some pretty interesting images, so I like that cover. That would be the one I would pick. I would pick of the two. I'm not sure. I know my good friend Justa Rican has been into Flash. He says it's really good. I picked up number 75 and read that. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. So that might be worth grabbing. A Year of the Villain tie-in. I like the A cover a little bit better. I don't really care for that B cover. Flash in a stretch. He's doing a little leg stretch there. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that. Justice League Dark, number 16. James Tinian's doing a good job on this. Overall, I've liked most of the issues. I haven't been collecting it all the way through, but definitely the first 10 issues I collected. I do like this B cover by Tony Infantante. Is it Infante? Infantante? I'm putting too many consonants there. It's Infante, I believe. Really nice cover by him, though. I like that cover. Martian Manhunter number 9. I've not been collecting this. I think I bought the first issue or two just because I liked Middleton's artwork, but I do like this Middleton cover. I probably won't buy it just because I'm trying to get away a little bit from buying. I buy enough exclusive covers for the artwork. It's just you just I don't know. This one's nice though. I do like a red cover, and it is a nice image by Middleton. So I'm on the fence on it, but I haven't been collecting it all the way through. So I'm probably, if I was going to pick one, that would be the cover for sure. Red Hood and the Outlaw, number 39. That's kind of a nice cover by Rockefort. I used to be a huge fan of Rockefort. I've not really been into him lately. Your tastes change, right? That's how it goes. This B cover is pretty cool too. This is a Carl Mostert deceased cover. These zombies chasing him off the rooftop as he's banging them with a crowbar. That's pretty cool. I don't know how he's going to get out of that, but looks pretty dangerous. I think that might be, Wonder Woman number 81. Obviously, that's a nice cover by Frizen. I've not really been into Wonder Woman. I've been trying to read it. I've got issues in the 60s and 70s, and I don't know. I love that cover, though. I mean, it's a really nice image, but I've just not really been into the writing on Wonder Woman lately. All right, so that's the end of DC. Dynamite Entertainment, rather. Yeah, it always seems like the same books. Red Sonja, Vampirilla, Meet Betty and Veronica. Yeah, I'm not really into that genre of comic book. Road of Bones, looked like there's a second printing of the issue 3. That's been a great series. I believe it's finished now. I think the 4th issue came out. I think it was just a 4-issue run. I mean, I could be mistaken on that, but I think I have the last issue to read, and I should be done with it. It's been a really good read, though. I like it. It's a good book. But it's a mini-series, so yeah, mini-series usually long-term don't do the greatest unless it gets optioned for a movie or something. Image, Middle West number 12. That's on my pre-order list every month. I make sure I grab that. Sharky, I've not been reading. And I think that's it for Image, yeah. So it's a kind of a light week, as I said, next week. It's not a lot out there to grab. Marvel, got some second, third printings. Absolute Carnage, Lethal Protectors. I've not really been collecting that series. Haven't really heard if it's great or not, so I've sort of just passed on it. I'm not collecting Agents of Atlas. Amazing Mary Jane. I don't know if do I really want to buy a comic book based on Mary Jane? I mean, she's a side character. And I love this Perel cover. I mean, I like Perel. I like that cover, but I'm not going to spend $42 on it. By the way, you can get it on eBay for about $30. So before you decide to pull the trigger on that with Midtown, you better check out eBay first, because I think it's going cheaper on eBay. But Amazing Mary Jane. I mean, all these high incentives. I don't know. I think it's crazy to buy those. I just don't see it. I don't think that series is going to have any legs. I predict it will be canceled by issue 10. We'll see if I'm right about that. Let's see here. Another Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, I don't know why they're coming out with all these different Amazing Spider-Man. Is the regular Amazing Spider-Man even selling well? I don't even think it is. I don't think it's doing that well. So I'm not too sure why they're coming out with all these different Spider-Man series, spin-offs, Velocity. Now you've got an Amazing Spider-Man Full Circle. I mean, I really don't get it. I don't know. I collected the first couple issues of Amazing Spider-Man, and I wasn't interested. I mean, it just didn't hold my attention. So that is not a book. I don't hear anybody talking about it either. I don't hear anybody saying how great Spider-Man is. Hey, leave me a comment in the comments if I'm wrong about that. But I've just not heard anyone even really talk about it. You got Avengers number 25. I think Avengers has been okay. I've collected it off and on, not really consistently though. That is a nice Alex Ross cover, but I'm probably going to pass on that. Contagion. I don't know if this is I don't know if this is really a good book. I've not collected, or already up to issue 4. I've not collected any of the issues yet, so I don't know. Maybe if it's really, really good, I hear that it's awesome, maybe I'd buy it in a trade paperback, but I think at this point I would probably pass on it. Yeah, Future Fight First, Luna Snow. I don't know anything about this. I do like Inhook Lee usually, but the cover's okay. I think I'll pass on that as well. Let's see here. We're getting near the end. A lot of second prints, third prints on House of X. I think that's completed now. Immortal Hulk 25. This is a big issue next week. I think this is going to be the first cosmic Immortal Hulk. You've got a nice Midtown exclusive by Epping. That is a homage to Captain America number 25. If some of you remember that, I have that in my collection. $15 for that. You got the A cover, which I pre-ordered. I don't like that Anka cover. Don't care for the Bennett cover. I don't like the Ed McGuinness cover. I do like this Sorrentino cover. I pre-ordered this. I kind of got too excited about this. I pre-ordered that for, I think I paid like $63 or something like that, way in advance, like 2 months in advance. I pre-ordered it through a store. And then I bought a couple more, really a lot cheaper, even below $20. So I'm not going to break even on it, I don't think. I was thinking 25 would be the end of the run. You know, there was that rumor back then that they would end the series at issue 25. Now, of course, that could still be the case. I mean, they have done solicitations for 26, and I think even 27. But maybe they're going to pull a Kirkman here. I don't know, and end it at issue 25 and then reboot it later. I don't know. Maybe there's something more significant going on with this book. I just really love this cover. I just think this Immortal Hulk cover is just awesome. Obviously, something's wrong with his arms. They're a little too big there, but yeah, just really cool. Definitely an homage, somewhat of an homage to Incredible Hulk number 1. So really like that cover. And there's the Virgin cover of Alex Ross for $425. Holy crap. Crazy. Don't pass on this Incredible Hulk facsimile edition. I believe I pre-ordered that already, so that I don't think most of us will ever be able to afford an original. Even a low-grade copy of Incredible Hulk number 1 goes for absolutely big money. I mean, I've seen people shell out $4 or $5 grand for a 2.0. So I think this is about as close as we'll get to owning the original as to own the facsimile, which I'm okay with that. I like Incredible Hulk, but it's not on my grail list. I mean, that book's just so expensive and so hard to find in good condition. I mean, a high-grade copy of that's in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's crazy. King Thor, number 1. Looks like they do have a second printing on that. There's also number 2. That's I believe that will be good. Jason Aaron, this is his last run on Thor, I believe, for a while. It's Donny Cates is going to be taking over the writing duties on Thor, starting out, I believe, in January. So I think these are worth grabbing. First of all, you've got, just for the artwork alone, you got Ribic covers, Ribic interior artwork, which is fantastic. And Jason Aaron as the writer, yeah, that's a must buy in my opinion. So those are definite grabs by me. I don't know much about this Marauders, #1. Several different covers there. Later printings on Powers of X, #5. Another printing of Silver Surfer, #4. Spider-Man Velocity, yeah, I've been passing on a lot of that. Star Wars, I've not been buying. I've heard a couple people recommend Strike Force, that this was pretty good. I don't know. I may take a look at that at my local comic book shop. I'm pretty sure those are still on the wall. I may breeze through it and take a look. And I think that might be it from Marvel. So I kind of highlighted what I thought was worthy of taking a look at. Independence. What do we got here with Independence? I don't collect a lot of Independence. I mean, a few here and there, but Archie and versus Predator. Shouldn't that fight be over in like 2 seconds? The second it takes the Predator to hone in on Archie, and the next second for him to blast him away. I don't know. I don't know why they're making a book on Archie versus Predator. Beyond the Demon and the Sea one-shot. I think this is a good book to grab. Now, of course, I did a whole video, and of course that live stream with Jim's Comics with the artist that did a cover of this book. Esteban Salinas did a really nice cover. It looks interesting. It's sort of a story based on tattoos, kind of a sailor merchant story. It looks interesting. I think the print run on this will be pretty low. So I think this is worth grabbing. You know, if you definitely, most people did not get the Esteban Salinas cover. That thing sold out, and I think it sold out in 2 or 3 minutes, and you can get a copy of that now, but it's going for $100 or more on eBay. So, yeah, I think this is worth grabbing. You'll at least get the story here. The cover's not too bad. It's kind of a cool-looking cover. Not as good as Esteban's cover, but still, I think it's still worth grabbing that. Butcher Queen, I got that on my pull list. #1 is sold out really quick, and of course, again, #2 also sold out very quickly here, as you can see right here on Midtown. Already sold out. It's just past 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and maybe that was up for sale for less than an hour, and it's already gone. So, Red 5 Comics, I don't know what the print runs are on these books, but they got to be pretty dang low. So that would be one that you either pre-order that or make sure it's on your pull list. And if if it's too late now to get it at Midtown, you may want to check with your LCS to see if they're stocking that or not. Let's see here. There might be 1 or 2 more that I thought. It's kind of a nice. I'm not into these grim fairy tales, but that's kind of a cool cover. Van Helsing versus Dracula's Daughter, #3. It's kind of a neat looking cover. All right, let me load in a little bit more of this. Yeah, some of the Money Shot. I know there was a couple store exclusives on this. Vault Comics is usually pretty good. I'm not too sure what that's an homage to. Vintage Honoring cover. Probably an X-Men title, right? It's got to be an X-Men title. So that's kind of cool. Tim Seeley is, I believe, the writer on that. Got a couple different artists. Rebecca Isaacs and Michael Russell as the artists. There's the A cover. I like the B cover. That's pretty cool. I like that vintage, kind of that vintage look. It's pretty neat. So that might be worth grabbing. There's also a couple of other variants. They're not black bag cover. I'm not too sure what those look like, but of course, Midtown doesn't have the image of it, so not sure what those covers look like. All right, I think that might be it. Oh, Psycho List. #1, the second printing. I think that's worth grabbing. I'm going to grab that. The writing on it's really cool. And, yeah, I mean, how can you go wrong with a title called Psycho List? I know the print run is probably going to be super low in that second printing, so that's why I'm grabbing one right now. I think that could be a book that's, if the first printing sold out really fast, I'm sure the second printing, and it's hard to say with the publisher. Sometimes the publishers will print a lot more as a money grab, so I don't know what the print run's going to be on that book, but yeah, for $3.39, I think it's worth grabbing a copy just to, maybe they'll change the cover, who knows, it might be worth grabbing. Rejected Dead Girl one shot. That's sold out now. I believe I pre-ordered that book. Don't think they used to have a different artist. Looks like they changed up the writing and artwork team on that. But that is sold out already in Midtown, so just take note of that. Source Point Press, they do tend to have low print runs. Shows in #3. I've been collecting that. I believe I pre-ordered that in advance, where I have it on my pull list. Yeah, it's interesting. Mad Cave, they definitely have low print runs. Something is Killing the Children, #2, the second print. I don't know if there's an image on that. I'm just gonna look real quick. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I was listening to Just Rican's live stream last night, and I think Comic Jabroni wasn't going to buy these because he doesn't like the idea of a book of children being killed. Don't necessarily disagree with him about that. So there is the second printing of #2. Yeah, it's kind of a cool looking cover. Not bad. I think that is the second printing right there of #1. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I'm not too sure. That might be. I think that might be the regular #2 issue cover. Yeah. Okay. So that's worth taking a look at, perhaps. Something is Killing the Children, second print. I think that might be it. It's kind of an interesting cover there. Unbound #1, Xenoscope. Huh. Is that one of those prehistoric fish? I know those things are damn scary. I know they're not very big, but yeah, they're freaking wicked looking. Very interesting. I'm not too sure what this You Are Obsolete #2 is. I must have missed #1. I'm not too sure about it. I know Aftershock sometimes has some good books. Yeah, that's it. So that's the books that are coming out next Wednesday that I thought were worth mentioning. I'll try to have another video out on Friday highlighting the Hot 10 list for the week. I also might do another video this week on some comic book news, and I'd like to start doing some comic book reviews. I've got a lot of reading to do here. Like, literally, there's 4 stacks of books I need to read. That's just to catch up. So yeah, I'm gonna try to really nail a lot of that down over the next few days. And so what I might do is I might pull out a book or two that I really thought was compelling as far as writing, and I might do a comic book review of that. So take a look for that, or look out for that video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on Friday. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the books that are coming out next week, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Thanks.